My camper's name is Negro, and he has spina bifida, which is a disease that affects the nervous system. So it's hard for him to walk around, so we really have to support him when he's walking. And he also has a speech impediment, so he can't really talk that well, and it's really hard to communicate with him.
Well, my camper's name is Linda. I want to say 10 years old. She's in a wheelchair. She can't really move her legs. She can move her arms. She shakes a lot when she tries to hold something, especially. And she's speech impaired. She talks really slow.
My camper with special needs name is Francis, and he is deaf, and I was talking to Marisol about his story today, and she said that she doesn't know a lot because they found him kind of on the street, and he didn't have a mom and a dad. They couldn't find them for the longest time. They finally found mom, but they just didn't want him. They put him out on the street, which is really awful. They found him, put him in Konani, and he's a great kid. He's very high functioning. He knows what's going on.
My camper's name is Junior, and my partner's name is Yasmin. In 3 days, Yasmin and I have just been helping Junior around and do things that he wouldn't normally be able to do on his own, like dancing and singing and doing crafts. And Junior's a really cool person. He doesn't have mobility in his right arm, and he's got a salivation problem, but he's one of the most fun people I've ever met. So.
Okay. The child I'm mentoring is Joel V, and I think he's around 7 or 8, and he's just the sweetest little boy. He can't hear, he's deaf, and you have to communicate through sign language, and it's kind of difficult having to be with a Palmar Reba kid that speaks Spanish and Joel V, who doesn't speak at all. He moans. And I really enjoy having him as a partner because he's just like a ball of sunshine. He just makes me smile all the time.
Nick was sitting with his camper, Paya, and Paya grabbed Nick's foot and put it on his leg and was sort of fascinated about his white legs. So I turn around, and then I turn back around later, and I see Paya has Nick's shoe off. I was just kind of wondering why, but Nick was just kind of there and enjoying it and just curious. So then I had saw that Paya had taken his sock off and was twisting his middle toe and just laughing and just getting the biggest kick out of it. So was Nick. So I think Paya was interested in Nick's white feet and white legs. It was fascinating to him.
Oh, Henry is my camper, and my Jesus' friend, my little camper. He's the sweetest boy. But from day one, when I first met him, he was like right on board. Like he gave me a hug, and then like he would hold my hand and then like hug it. So it's like he's hugging my hand but holding it at the same time, and just like showing me around, walking around the school. Like, oh look, come over here. Like, let's play this. We're playing these little games where it's like we build a wall and like we throw the cars against them, and he would laugh. He's like, oh, boom. It was really cute. But he's sweet, and he's kind of slow, but he likes to clap, and he loves to dance. me and him always dance from time to time. Like if we have free time where no one else is like really doing anything, I grab him, I'm like, let's dance.
My camper's name is Ramona. She's 15 years old, but she looks like she's 30, and she's the sweetest. Ramona's smile lights up her room. Like, she's so happy, and she's so smart, but she can't really talk as well. And her mom was put into a mental institution, and then the government here doesn't allow you to adopt mentally handicapped kids. So what they do is they put them in Kanani. And so Ramona was put into a home, and they moved her to Kanani. From there, she went to the group home, which is a place where they pick 5 kids from Kanani and take care of them and help them to grow in their education and help them learn things.
To me, a mission is basically something that you're doing all the time. It's something that you should always be thinking about. It should always be in your heart. The mission is not just here in the Dominican, but it's also at home. And it's when you're setting an example of what it's like to be a follower of Christ, and you're trying to show others what his love feels like and share it with them. And you can do that in multiple ways. Just loving on other people and showing them the goodness in your heart that God gave you just sets a good example.